Hello, one and all. Wow, my iPod just lit up. And welcome to a little bonus episode of Let's Play Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages / Seasons, because... oh my god. What's up with you, kid? This kid's hyper as hell. Yep. Hi, Ark. Remember me? It's Nova. Alright, we meet again. Yep. Depending on... this is one of the other paths you can pick for the kid. I don't remember quite what it was. Bouncy. Okay, so this is apparently the Bouncy. So that's Bouncy. I'll show off the other ones in a moment, seeing as I'm going to have to put in a different code each time, but I wanted to show something off, mostly being this. Now, as you know, I didn't collect all of them, but here, use a little code to get most of these, because some of these have a ridiculous amount, like, the only way to get some of these is with, like, a really low percent chance, and I guess, I have no English today, in those Gasha seeds, or with Maple, so I'm going to show them off. We have the Friendship Ring, the Power Rings, which to up your damage you do and damage you take, so it's pretty much like, let's make the game a lot faster. And there's the Armor Rings, which make the game a lot slower with the damage you take and do. And then there's the Red Ring, which times 2 your damage, which is really nice. And then there's the Blue Ring, which halves the damage you take. Then there's the Green Ring. This ups the sword damage you do and lowers the damage you take. So this is the one game-breaking ring, kind of. This actually does not do 1 less damage, it actually halves the damage, I think. Don't quote me on that. Here's a Curse Ring. Damage taken by times 2 and damage done by 2. So this is one of those hard mode runs if you want to use a Curse Ring. Expert Ring, punch when not equipped. This makes you literally as punches when you're not equipped. Bomb damage does more. Boomerang damage is higher. Game Boy Advance Ring. You actually cannot get this in the eShop releases, because the Game Boy Advance shop is closed. I don't think we can get into it in the emulator either, so that's kind of sucks. I probably could do it if you were on the emulator. If you're on an actual Game Boy Advance, you can get this Time Ring and the Nature Ring, which is somewhere around here. Anyways, here's the Maple Meeting Ring. Raises Maple Meetings. Steadfast Ring. You don't get knocked back when you're hit. Pegasus Seeds are longer. Tossing is farther. These two are my favorite for like just casual playing, and if you don't have any other rings. These two recover your heart slowly, and when you're in long dungeons, that kind of helps out. Swimming speed is up. Charge Ring. Charges more quickly. Sword Beam Ring, up to negative new hearts. So this actually makes it so that if you're at max health and you have up to -2 hearts from full health, you'll actually be able to do sword beams, which is nice. This is nice. This one's up to -3. 2 bombs can be placed at once. Halves damage from traps, from beams, from falls, and from spiked floors. No damage from electricity. Zora's Fire does no damage, which would be quite nice if you're going through a watery area. No damage from small rocks. I don't know if that applies to this game. I could be wrong. Snowshoe Ring. No sliding on ice. It's a nice idea, but you never really have that much of a problem with it, especially if you use the feather. Cracked floors don't crumble. Comes in handy for, I guess, some dungeons. I don't know. No sinking in quicksand. That helps for if you don't want to get dragged around the quicksand. It does not stop you from falling into the quicksand, though. So if you fall into the middle, you still sink in. Beasts drop double rubies. Comes in handy. Well, it's not just beasts, but if you're also digging around town looking for a 100 ruby to spawn, you can actually get 200 when you use this, so that's quite nice. Drops double hearts. That comes in handy if you're really low on health. Drop double items. Double ore chunks, which does not do anything in Ages. So if you get this in Ages, I don't think you can, but if you do, it feels kind of useless. You're like, double ore chunks? What's that? I have no idea what this does. I think if you're in the vicinity of an area where you can use the Gasha seeds, it'll beep. Sort of like when you're using the compass in the dungeons and it tells you there's a key or an item there. Here's the next Boomerang level ring, which is for some reason not next to it, but it's over here on page 3. Okay? And here's some of the cool ones. We're going to use these in order. This is the Octorok ring. Become an Octorok. Now, you can't use any items when doing this. I don't think you can talk to people. No. You're just a green Octorok. It's kind of cool, but also just kind of useless, really. Anyways, let me show you the other ones that we got here. We have The Moblin ring. We can become a Moblin. Yes, all of them are green, so... We are a green Moblin. Fear us! There are no cutscenes or enemy or NPC reactions, which kind of sucks, but I guess the novelty of it is just being able to walk around as an Octorok, or a Moblin, or a Like in this case. This is the one that I had. Every time I play the game, I always have this ring for some reason. Like. You still can get stuck. You can get hurt by the same enemy you are as, so... No, it does not. It's not like the Gibdo mask and Majora's Mask, where it stops Redeads and Gibdos from bothering you. Sabrosian ring, which makes you fit into the Sabrosia very well. You ever want to drag your coat along the floor? There you go. I bet you could blend in pretty well, too. I think there are green Sabrosians. So... And then there's, I think, 2 more change rings. Let's go back to it, please. Okay, well, first of all, I'll explain this one. Double spin attack, as it says. And then there's the first gen ring. Become something? This is actually a really cute ring. For one thing, it has a very low chance of spawning, but this is what it does. Yeah. You become the 8-bit Link. You look so out of place. But one thing that it does demonstrate is the difference between 8-bit and 16-bit. Or I think that the Game Boy is 8-bit. I could be wrong, but it looks so out of place because Link doesn't have an outline. So he's not separated from the background. There, he looks like a picture on the grass. Anyways, let's go get rid of this. We have to take it off to talk to him because nobody knows who we are when we're wearing that ring. And apparently we become even more silent than we normally do. So, if we go over here, we got the bomb-proof ring. No damage from bombs. Beams replace spin attack. So this is pretty much sword beams at any level, but you don't have the spin attack. Oh well. Double-edged sword. Sword damage up, but you get hurt. I don't know if you really would use this. Anyways, here's the Game Boy Advance Nature Ring. There's the Time and the Nature Ring. I believe you can get both of them in either game, but you can't get these unless you have the Game Boy Advance. Or at least you're playing on the Game Boy Advance, which is kind of weird. Like, why would you make this accessible only on the Game Boy Advance if you already know that the Game Boy Advance is out? Why not just make it for the Game Boy Advance? Whatever. Slay 1000 Beasts. I think if you equip this... I know it doesn't say it, but I think if you slay 1000 Beasts after equipping this, you get another ring. I could be wrong, and that's probably I am wrong, but I don't know. Maybe I was just lucky and an enemy somehow... And I somehow got a ring after I slayed a bunch of beasts. Anyways, 10,000 rubies collected. That's a lot. The victory ring. This is what you get for defeating the game and using that hero secret. You begin with the victory ring in your possession. Break 100 signs. I think you can only get this in seasons. Over here is the 100th ring. I don't know how many rings there are, to be honest, but there you go. 100th ring. The wisp ring. No effect from jinxes. Comes in handy. Well, I guess it should be bubbles, really. That's what causes it. Gasha seed, grow great Gasha trees. I think that makes them grow faster or have a more likely chance of giving you rare stuff. I could be wrong. No explosion when you're holding a bomb. If you want to do a timing puzzle with a bomb, not very useful. Zora ring, very useful. It makes you able to dive underwater and dodge everything. It's nice. Punch ring, pretty much the exact same thing as the expert's ring. I think the expert's ring does more damage, though. I'm probably wrong on that. Whimsical ring. Sword damage down. Sometimes deadly. So it's sort of like an RPG sword. Where you're doing damage and sometimes you'll get a critical hit. And then finally we have the protection ring. Damage is taken is always 1 heart. Now this has a good side and a bad side to it. Where if the thing that hits you only does a quarter damage to begin with, it'll do 1 heart automatically. So yeah. And that's about all I have to show off for the rings. I guess I'll have to show off the other childs that we can have here. I'll be using the default name for it, but there are... let's see, how many? 1, 2, 3... There's only 3 things this child can become. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that Shy was the one that we got, so... I'm only going to show the end result. I'm not going to show all of them, but... Holy crap, is he creepy. Anyways, we have Bouncy, so I'll be right back and I'll show the rest in a moment. Alright, and here's the last one that I'd not shown. This is the one from... Hyper? This is really the Hyper? Okay. Okay, yeah, because Shy turns into frickin' Elvis for some reason. Anyways, this is Hyper. Holy crap. Okay, let's take off the shield. Come here. I want to talk to you. Come here. For God's sake. Pip, come here. Yeah, I just used the default code, so this guy's name is Pip. Haha! I caught you by standing still. Where have you been, Link? Do you remember me? It's Pip. Mom and Dad are doing well, too. We meet again. Do you remember our son, Pip? He's quite well. Indeed he has. Or indeed he is, sorry. And that's pretty much everything I'd like to show off. I don't think there's anything else I can really show off. I guess I could show off the animal friend, but that would require me to have to play through the game a number of times. And I think, yeah, you pretty much get to use them all during the course of your journey, so yeah, that's about it. This has been your host, Ark Dargo, showing off the rings and the children. Or at least the versions of the children that you can get in the two games. Keep in mind, I only showed, like, the final result, so yeah, the Hyper one looks really young, but for some reason, that's the final result. At least the one that's here. Is it? Yeah, that's the last result. Yeah, it's the last result. I'm not going to be showing the codes because, well, there's a code generator, and that's pretty much what I used. By Polygon? Spelled with a Paul, not a Pal. Look it up. It's the Oracle of Seasons, or Oracle Secrets generator. The Zelda Oracle Secrets generator. It'll have, I think, a blue Naru. What the hell is this? Holy shit! Would you look at that? There's a hero cave in this version. Anyways, well, I guess that shows it off. There's a hero's cave, and this is where it is in the other version. I think it's completely different, seeing as a lot of the items are different. I'm not going to be going through that because it would require me to have to play through the whole game again, and after doing an LP of it and having to get through... actually, here, I'll tell you what happened. My laptop hard drive actually broke. For anyone that watches my DeviantArt page, you know this. So I have to restart the entire play of Summon Night, so I have no time to be playing this game right now. That, and I'm also trying to get ready for the next convention that I'm going to, Naru to You, again this year. And yeah, and I guess I also want to get Tales of Ixia since I bought the collector's edition. I have no way of recording that as of now. I'm gonna see if I can get myself an HD capture card. I don't know if there's any that work for the PS3, knowing that it has an HDMI protection. I might just have to use a component or composite. Which, if I can use a component, I can record it, but it'll probably look like shit. So, yeah. It would probably be the same way I record off my Wii. Anyways, this has been your host, Ark Dargo, showing off the final secrets of... I guess... yeah, Oracle of Ages and Seasons, the Oracle games. I guess I'll see you guys once I finally get Summon Night working, or if I decide to do a little side little quick game LP. Probably some Toho stuff, maybe on my PC, so my microphone might sound like crap for a few episodes. But, other than that, this has been your host, signing off until next time. Sayonara. Let me try and say that properly this time. Sayonara.